I'm a D-R-U-N-K-S-O-B tonight.
Well, it's the first time we're going to try something like this, so it's Killer Jones, and we've got Trivswitch over on the other side. Give us a
Hang on.
We're going to have a bit of a chat about some of the upcoming titles that are coming out. We're going to start with GTA Online, I guess, seeing as that's the one that's more impending than the other.
Ooh.
So, we're just going to go over what features are in the game and what we both think of them, really. So, Triv, I'll have your first impressions of the game coming out and what you think, seeing as it was pushed back from March.
Well, I would sooner be out by March so I could be on it already, but
Yeah, man.
I don't mind waiting a couple of months to be driving around, mowing people down. And
I see why they.
how you do it on Grand Theft Auto?
I see why they pushed it back, though. It was I'd rather pick up a game that's finished as opposed to picking up a game that's not very finished and then having to bring out shitloads of updates and
Exactly. It'll be like
It'll be like
a Battlefield 3.
Yeah, Battlefield 3,
where like
was full of bugs.
every month.
I mean, the thing is, they did such a long beta test on Battlefield 3, and they even opened the beta test up. So I still am unaware as to how so many bugs got through the net, and how there's still so many bugs. I mean, we were playing on it earlier, and on Epicenter we found a glitch where you can get into a part of the map you're not supposed to be able to get into. And you know, if DICE can't sort out Battlefield 3 after what was it, 4 years now? I think it is. Was it 2008? No, it wasn't a 2008 release. It was 2011. So it's 2 years.
Yeah.
2 years old, and they still have bugs in their game. I know, you know, okay, given that it's, you know, it's DLC, but still, that should have been sorted out really by now. Anyway.
In my eyes, DLC, you would want it to perform like the actual game.
Exactly, they shouldn't have to patch the DLC. I mean, there's still bugs with Operation Metro on BF3. You know, you can get into the roof still, and it's something that's been there since day one, and they haven't fixed it up to this date. And we've had what, 6.6 gig, I think. It's it's more than that. It's nearly 18 gig of downloadable content, including nearly 2 gig multiplayer updates, and still no fix to that. Anyway, so yeah, Grand Theft Auto Online, I'm glad they've pushed the date back. However, I'd rather, as Tripp said, I'd have rather been playing it by now. It was it's a long time coming, and by all accounts the little bit extra we've had to wait has been worth it by the looks of it.
The way that I see it though is, you'd want to wait that little bit extra because they've essentially got 3 different stories.
Oh yeah, there's 3 different
when there's
stories.
multiple characters you can play with.
Exactly.
It's going to be big, so
that's just
you'd want to wait that much.
I mean, we're talking about GTA Online, Grand Theft Auto Online. It's a game in its own right, basically. They've turned it from being GTA 4, which was just the normal game, but with a little bit of multiplayer in there, to basically being a single player game and a multiplayer game all in the same box, because it's even on separate discs. So when you get your copy of Grand Theft Auto 5, you will have a Grand Theft Auto 5 disc and a Grand Theft Auto Online disc. Now, the issue stands that you will be able to buy Grand Theft Auto Online, because it comes with 5, on the 17th of this month, which is next Tuesday, so a week tomorrow. However, you will not be able to play Grand Theft Auto Online until the 1st of October, because, I don't know. Triv, you've probably got more of an idea of why they're not letting us do that. But, I mean, it's bullshit, you know. If they're bringing out a game, they've already suspended it since March. Why can't they let you play on GTA Online? And I've heard speculation that the reason they've done it is so that people can get a chance to go on single player. And apparently, if you play on GTA Online, there's a lot of things in the GTA Online universe that are set. Well, the GTA Online universe is set after the main story of GTA 5. So apparently there's going to be building changes or scenery changes that won't have happened until the end, well, towards the end potentially of 5. So yeah,
saying that, I can see that point of view, because when you played the San Andreas, that one mission where you had to help the, should we say, the hippie guy, and you had to burn all his crop. Well,
yeah,
I say crop, I say
it's a big map changer, isn't it? It changes a lot.
Exactly.
It changes a lot of maps, so I can see what happens, because you could start the story mode, for instance. Say, I don't know, as an example, I'm not saying this actually happens in the game because I've not played the game, but say for example, a big skyscraper in the middle of the first city. You start the campaign, it's there. You go onto online, it's not there. You know, that could say that, hey, some point in the story, that's going to get blown up.
Exactly.
So,
and by the way you look at it, it's the amount of stuff you can do on this one. It looks like there's going to be a lot of changes.
As people should probably be able to see, I've got a couple of websites up with my funky Minecraft cursor as well, and just have a quick look through some of these websites and see what there is to do in GTA Online, and we'll both share opinions on what we think, whether it's a good thing or a bad thing. So the overview. So yeah, here we go. Grand Theft Auto Online is a dynamic and persistent online world of 16 players that begins by sharing gameplay features, geography and mechanics from Grand Theft Auto 5, but will continue to expand and evolve after its launch with the new content created by Rockstar Games. So that says to me DLC. What do you think, Triv? Weapons, map extras, hopefully?
Hopefully better dynamics in the game, maybe new vehicles.
Oh, no, I don't know. I have such a kind of a warm place in my heart for how the cars already handle in 4, because they do handle pretty well compared to you play on, I don't know, some other open world. Saints Row, awful game, car mechanics, physics and all that. You play on, I don't know, even pushing the boat out and saying you play on some of the old Forza games. They weren't as amazing as GTA's car physics, and that's me being honest, because I mean, you can't burn out in many games. You can on GTA. You know what I mean? The car feels like it has weight in GTA. So I hope if they're suggesting DLC like they are on this website, about 3 lines down, I hope there's going to be extra weapons, extra cars, and maybe even there's obviously going to be extra clothing. They've already announced there's extra clothing and extra weapons, in fact. So I don't know why I'm saying I hope there is. I just hope there's extra bits of map as well, so you can download, say, I don't know, another...
Even if there's, like, on the DLC, even, like, if there's little missions you can do, like, you know, with the new scuba diving that they're giving out.
Yeah.
Stuff like that, maybe, where, like,
well,
you go and
well, there will be this...
recover a treasure, or...
Yeah, there should be things where they come out as DLC, but you don't get them straight away. You have to earn the right to. So, for instance, like you said then, I don't know, they release... I don't know, a super trident harpoon gun. Because there's already a bog standard one supposedly in the game, a harpoon gun. Say they release one as DLC. You don't get to play with that gun unless you go down. You have to scuba dive to a specific location and find it in that location before you get to use it at all online. Once you found it, for instance, you should be able to... It should appear in your house, because I know you can buy houses on this one. So I see that working really well, actually. I see them, you know, if they release DLC, you should work for that DLC as well. Battlefield did it. Battlefield brought weapon packs out with certain map packs, and you had to work for that weapon. I mean, I still haven't got the Mark III shotgun on Battlefield, so, you know, that says how hard that was.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, Grand Theft Auto Online takes the fundamental Grand Theft Auto concepts of freedom, ambient activity and mission-based gameplay and makes them available to multiple players in an incredibly detailed and responsive online world. So that says that's just screaming there's missions, and that's also screaming bank heists, because we've seen it in all the trailers. There's bank heists in this, and I'm sorry, but that's one. I've had a bit more of a read, and there's a couple of other websites we'll see later. But there's not only bank heists, guys. There's armoured car heists. You can walk into a liquor store on the corner and rob it. It's basically, if you can do it as a crime in real life, you can do it in Grand Theft Auto, and that's online as well. So me, Triv, and about 12 other people we have waiting to play this game all together could all just walk into a bank and fuck the bank over. And
you know it's gonna be happening.
Oh yeah, there's gonna be this channel is gonna get spammed with so much bank heist shit, and probably
pretty much we're gonna treat it like Payday the Heist.
Oh yeah, it is Payday the Heist, but free roam. There you go. That's pretty much what they've done. Is they've seen Payday the Heist, thought, hang on a minute, if they can do a bank heist game, we can incorporate that into Grand Theft Auto. That's all they've done, isn't it? Really. Right. So yeah. Anyway, I can envisage a lot of trouble being caused by Trev. Those bank heists. Right. So
I'm a kind of a shoot first, ask questions later type of guy.
The thing I can envisage happening is us lot all running out the bank, you waiting in the car or bus or whatever we found as a getaway vehicle, us piling all our money in there, and then all of a sudden you just gunning it and gone.
Hey, so, if it's gotta be done, it's gotta be done.
So, in Grand Theft Auto Online, players have the freedom to explore alone or with friends, working cooperatively, or to complete missions, band together to participate in activities and ambient events, or complete in traditional game mode with the entire community, or with the personality and refined mechanics of Grand Theft Auto 5. So that's saying that yes, so that says to me, and it's been confirmed, that there's Team Deathmatch in there. Apparently you can actually customise Team Deathmatch as well. You can make your own kind of maps, so you can go into the middle of
nowhere. Which looks really nice on the actual adverts that they brought out so far.
Actually, whilst we're here, I don't know whether the audio will work. I need to still work. I'm still kind of working on everything, so there might be some gremlins in the system. I'll try. You'll have to excuse me a second. No, I don't know whether I'll be able to get that working. Otherwise, let's see if this sound works on this now.
Grand Theft Auto Online.
That's right, we'll start that again. I do apologise. It looks like it's going to work.
With Grand Theft Auto Online, Rockstar Games is looking to bring the heart of the Grand Theft Auto experience
looking at this
to
now,
a living online world with multiple players.
GTA 4. So that says to me this is set at the same time as GTA 4, or around the same time as GTA 4 was set. I mean, maybe even 1 or 2 years later, because some of the cars look a little bit
just
more,
what you
little bit more
choose to do in that world. It's up to you.
Even when you look at the actual of the map on the advert, it looks very similar to San Andreas.
It is based in San Andreas, in fact. I mean, I've been watching videos on this for quite some time now, and it's definitely there's actually Grove Street is back in it, so
which is nice to see, because
it's
most games just cut their old ones and that's it. Where
yeah, I mean,
San Andreas had. I don't know, you talk about submarine, but
anyway,
go ahead.
so back to it. The scene I'm looking at right now, Triv, there's a lighthouse and what looks like a submarine surfacing, and it actually,
continually expanding world.
Yeah, it pops out of the water and starts
personality.
going along. So I'd say there's submarines in this as well, dude.
That'd be quite cool.
That could be quite funny, because you could be proper Dr. Evil and have yourself an underground sub-layer. My submarine lair. But there's trains on it as well, dude. So a big nod to San Andreas with the whole stealing a train and derailing it just for the lols.
Welcome
Oh,
to
we could reenact the film Unstoppable.
Oh my, he's said it now. We're gonna have to.
But saying that, Rockstar did have a good little achievement for when on Red Dead, where you could lasso someone and actually put them on the train tracks, but I don't
Yes.
see that happening on this one.
Oh no, if you could though, that would be amazing.
I'm sure we'll find a way, so watch the space, and when it comes out, we'll try.
We'll try, even if we have to just beat them to death first and then move them onto the rail tracks. We'll get someone run over by a train. I guarantee that. Anyway, yeah. So
Say that they are bringing out bounties as well, so you can actually go out and look for criminals.
that's
so-
right. Yeah.
I'm sure you should be able to handcuff them, and that
with
should work.
with the
so.
system that they're bringing out, or with this whole online thing. Say, for instance, as an example, Triv screws us over in a bank heist. What that'll do
Like I
then
would.
is what that'll do then is in game, it'll remember that. Say if I host the server all the time, it'll remember my console will that he did that to us, and a couple of weeks down the line, it will. When he pops up in the server, a message will come up on everyone but his screen and say, this person did this, remember? Pretty much like kind of along the lines of, this person did this to you, remember? And then what it'll do is it'll basically say, it'll send you like 500 quid for the person that kills him. And he basically just sends everyone as a hitman after him. So yeah. So
So that could be fun.
So there is bounties in there. I can see that happening to you quite a bit, Triff. Anyway, yeah. So on the missions as well, the actual campaign mission style things that they've got on the online, there's actually cinematics, Triff. So you can there's actually a cutscene. So whereas beforehand it was a kind of a here's your team. Here's your main guy, he has to stay alive, get him to this helicopter and get him out, and that all just appeared in a text box last time. This one, it's actually got a proper story mission, and you can actually see people giving you missions.
With a wide array of
And then
redesigned
the
mechanics.
weapons as well, the mechanics on that, like you can run between cover, and then the weapon, run between cover, but whilst you're running, if you press the change weapon button, it brings up the wheel, but your guy remembers that he's supposed to be running to a certain piece of cover, and he'll carry on running there, unless you come out of the weapon menu and move, and then he stops, breaks out of that motion, so it knows what you wanted to do, and carries on with that. So that's quite a nice thing, especially when you're moving between cover on GTA 4, and you're having to swap weapons, and it takes ages to find the weapon. The weapon wheel, I don't know whether this is something you prefer, Triv, but the weapon wheel allows you to switch from your pistol to your sniper rifle within seconds.
Which is nice, and they had the same type of tactic on Red Dead as well.
Yeah, also, did you play on Max Payne, Triv?
I did, yes.
Yeah, the weapon wheel on that. How much easier was
Yeah.
that when you were in a firefight to be able to swap from both your machine pistols to a shotgun within seconds without having to worry about scrolling through a fixed
Especially where
order menu.
you've got the option of putting which weapon on which dial of the D-pad.
Yes, you can. That's
Or
another
if
thing
it's
that hasn't
on the analog.
been shouted over on the trailer, by the way, guys. But this wheel we're looking at right now on the trailer, you can actually adjust where things appear on that. So as a moment you can see he's got the fist or his hands at the bottom and his pistol at the top. You could change that so that the fists were at the top, the pistol was next to it, and then, for instance, I don't know, your shotgun was at the bottom, so that you could literally just quickly press down on the joystick, and it would just jump to that weapon. So if you get in a hairy situation, just click your stick down, you're away. But I mean, what do you think about the whole? It remembers where you're moving between cover, being able
Which
to
is
swap
nice,
weapons,
'cause
I mean, there's nothing
If
worse.
they're trying to make it hyper realistic, then that's the way to go with it. You're not just gonna.
I don't think
if you're in the middle of a confrontation, you're not just gonna stand there and go, "Oh,
hang on a minute, guys. I'm just swapping my weapon." Yeah. But even the damage looks
And a
got a lot
huge
better as
range
well.
of both structured and unstructured
Like,
activities.
and the structured activities like arm wrestling, stuff like that. Scuba diving's another one you mentioned that hasn't been, shown in the trailers, but it's clear that it's going to be in the game. The unstructured stuff, I don't know whether you've seen any of that, Triv, but there's like stuff where you can just all arrange to go to the highest peak and jump off it on dirt bikes. That's in the trailer we're looking at right now.
Yeah.
And you can all just jump off the side of the mountain,
For you to do.
parachute down, in tandem and stuff. So it's things like that make it a little
After
bit
you
more
fly
dynamic.
into
You don't
Los-
have to do their particular, assignments that they say that you don't have to go and play poker, you don't have to go and play billiards, you don't have to do bank jobs. You can do what you want as well. You can you can break the monotony of having to do bank heist after bank heist and go in and do what you wish.
Santos.
So,
You're
that's
introduced
nice.
to the world and its many opportunities for earning and spending money.
You need to better representate yourself. You know what I'm talking about?
Having fun.
And also
And getting into trouble.
They do look like they've tightened it up a little bit, the physics on the driving. You were saying you wish it was a little bit better.
Yeah.
It looks like...
Not a lot though, because it was really nice on Grand Theft Auto Liberty episodes of Liberty City.
Yeah, or
It was-
4, yeah, because it's the same engines.
It was.
What it looks like to me, it looks like they've kept the engine, but they've also added some little bits in. So, say for instance you're driving along, instead of they're just shaking the screen like they always used to, they've actually got it so that the car, has some displacency of air. So it's not like they're not just saying you're going quick because I'm shaping the screen and shit like that. They're saying you're going quick because your car is becoming unstable on the concrete. You know what I mean? So it looks like they've taken that by the looks of it from a little bit of a nod towards Need for Speed Most Wanted as well. When you were on at the start of a race and you accelerated, the chassis had twist on the car.
Yeah.
It looks like they've done that. It looks like they've added that into it, so it just adds a little bit more. Even the number plates now on GTA 4, they all said Liberty City, I think it was. And this one now, they've actually got. Let's just see. It looks like a it's San Andreas, and then it's actually got a proper license plate. So they've actually got more authentic license plates, because that was a bare bug of mine in GTA 4. I wanted to see, an individual license plate for different cars, even if there was only 10 or 20 license plates and they appeared over and over again. At least that car looked a little bit more realistic.
You can run around on your own, making friends
You get
and
to
enemies.
film out now as well.
Or ban.
What was that? Sorry, dude.
You get to modify them now as well, don't you?
Yes, that's another
Together
thing
and form a crew.
So when you do a bank heist as well, they've even it's quite abundantly clear that they've copied Payday, because you can all wear masks. Even in the trailer, they're all wearing masks.
Then
I
tackle
do like the way that they
heist,
say you can either
rob a
do it
liquor store,
strategically or just
Yeah,
go
rob a
in
liquor stores in the
half-heartedly.
trailer. Yeah.
or compete in classic online modes.
Like with the jewelry shop where they've got
Or do much more
like a
besides.
knockout.
Complete any
Smoke
job,
that comes
and
to
you'll
the air
make
vents,
money.
And then
There you are,
it's an
dude.
easy snatch and grab.
That's another one we didn't mention either. In amongst all the heists and stuff, you can actually say for instance, you as a crew, because in this it's all about crews. You as a crew fancy an AC-130 as your plane, go to the airport and steal one from the military, and you can do that as a crew. So you can actually get things that you would only normally dream about in GTA. You can go and get them for your crew, and the crew system looks nice as well. It looks like they've made it so that, say, the top man of the crew, it has tiers as well. You've got your main guy, then it goes down to the people underneath, and then it just it's like a ladder. It's like you'd see I don't know, any kind of business, it has a manager, then it has supervisors, then it just has grunts underneath. That, say for instance, I don't know, numero 2 wants to become head man. He can kill the head man, and it's his crew then, as well. So, I mean, I can see that being nasty, where it topples regimes and friendships, potentially. Triv.
You always hear the guy go, "I don't like Facebook, it's broke up so many relationships." Well, Grand Theft Auto is going to start breaking up friendships.
Yes, very much so. But, and then that's where it comes around to the whole bounty on their head when they join the server a couple of days later and go, "Hi guys, we're all friends again now," and then the game reminds you that they're dicks.
And earn reputation.
Yeah, so we could...
Then you
so,
can spend
oh,
petty
yeah,
cash.
and then there's the customization of the online character as well. GTA 4, I think you had a choice of 4 different heads, 4 different bodies, 4 different trousers, and that was it. That was your limit. You had like, I think it was something like 30 something potential, you know, combinations, and that was your lot. Now you can change your hair to whatever you want it to be, your clothes to whatever that you want them to be, and even have tattoos. So, I mean, if you're in a crew, we could all go and grab tattoos, for instance. I don't know how detailed the tattoo thing is going to be yet. I mean, I'd like to see it so that they give you just shapes, and you get to build your own tattoos as well. That'd be quite nice. But, I mean, say if you go, I don't know, you all go to the one tattoo parlour, you could then, say for instance, go around to all the other tattoo parlours in the neighbourhood and kill them all. You know, so you can make it so that your tattooist is the only tattooist in the neighbourhood and stuff like that. But I mean, that'd be nice to see. It'd be, you know, killing people. You know,
especially if you get to buy the actual business.
I'm not sure. I think that might be, because I know you can buy pretty much most of the houses in the map. So say for instance, I think there's 14 of us due to play together, which will be on the channel eventually. I can see that being very good for buying real estate, because we could all have basically a housing estate between us. So that'd be quite cool.
Something to do. We're not killing him, pillaging.
Yarp. Anyway, so yeah, there's character customization. I'm trying to think of the car customization.
As you make some,
literally, it's a paint, bumpers. It's down to pretty much a most wanted level of anal on the car customization. So
real money. Maybe you can buy an apartment. So friends can stop by.
Or your mates can come round to your apartment, or they alternatively can come buy their own apartments, and you can, like I said, buy basically a housing estate between you all. So that looks good. Anyway, so aside from the online part, I mean, looking at the online, just go down. Players can invest their character through customizing their appearance, improving their stats. So there's actually going to be a stat system in it as well, Trev. So you can designate people different things that you want them to do, for instance. So say for instance, I can go, we can all agree that, say for instance, you're designated driver, all your stats then, you could do all your stats on just driving. So that makes you the best driver out of all of us. I could go in and do, I don't know, explosives, if that's one, I don't know, you know, and then I could be the guy that blows the vault up all the time. So, you can actually customise weapons as far as I'm aware as well. I've seen something about being able to add suppressors and sights to weapons. I will double check that one though in a minute, if I can. And yes, GTA Online will constantly grow and change as new content is added, creating the first ever persistent and dynamic Grand Theft Auto game world. Access to Grand Theft Auto Online is free with every retail copy of Grand Theft Auto 4 and launches on October 1st. So yeah, that's again what we were saying earlier with the whole it's not going to be playable until the 1st of October, which in a way is kind of shit, but we both see why they've done it. This is another website with all the features of the game, and we're just going to have a read through a couple of these and see what Triv thinks. Random character. Actually, is this for online? I don't think this is for the online. No, this is for just the game itself. Customization. I mean, most of the customization, that's over 1,000 car customization options. You can actually go to the level, Triv, of having bulletproof tyres, armour and glass on your vehicles.
Well, there you go. That sounds pretty high tech.
So, I mean, for instance, when we come to do a bank heist, we could get a school bus, for instance, proper Joker style, have bulletproof tyres, glass, armour, the lot on it, and then that'll fit all of us in.
Which does make it a lot more interesting on how the different variables about going and doing a heist.
You could try going all guns blazing and use bulletproof vehicle, but that doesn't mean it's going to work, because for all we know, that bulletproof everything could make your vehicle handle like shit. They might put it in there that certain things change the attributes of how it handles. So bulletproof tyres might not have any grip on them, but they won't get burst when they get shot. I mean, you can even
the aspect of it could be is like use the actual nice armoured vehicle, and then have maybe a couple of cars dumped somewhere to then.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know whether they're going to have, because Grand Theft Auto 4 online, they have render distances, so you go a certain distance, you put a car somewhere, and you travel a certain distance away from it, it will disappear. It's just how Xbox runs at the moment, I think. I'm not sure.
I mean, it's like, with the safe houses.
Yeah, I mean, you could have safe houses. I'm sure that's the only way probably they're going to get around it, because, I mean, there's only so much information an Xbox can hold with the RAM it's got. An Xbox 360 we're talking about, not the One, which has got, I think it's 8 gig of RAM. So, the 360's only got 512 that I'm aware of, anyway. And to load the map size that they're claiming this is, it's the biggest Grand Theft Auto map in history. Anyway, customised guns will broaden range of options during missions, so you can have suppressors on them, as I was saying, and you can have scoped weapons. You can scope an M16 on this one, for instance, or even scope a Magnum. You know what I mean? Apparently, in the single player as well, you can also customise your pet dog, i.e. chop with collars and leads. So you can in the single player, there's definitely going to be pets. I'm not sure whether they're going to bother with that in multiplayer, because I'm not being funny, but what's the bet in that, we're just going to turn up to each other's houses and shoot our dogs, you know what I mean? Just to annoy each other. Oh look, you've got a pink poodle. Straight in the face. Pink missed the dog. And I think, being honest,